Hey there, my name is Dawn, and I'm going to show you all how to set up an ARB screen room. And I'm going to try to go as detailed as possible versus just actually showing you from afar. I'm going to talk you through it. I get a lot of people that ask me if, just one person can put it up or how hard it is to put up. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I did one last year right after I'd had spinal surgery, and I put it up, and I've put it up many times since then. Yes, there are a couple of places that it's a little tough to do, but it's not impossible. So hopefully this will help you understand and show you how that you can put up your own screen room. Good luck and enjoy the video. So here's the awning that's on this side. This is the maxi track awning. This was the real inexpensive awning. I think it was what, $98 and something that Napa had. I've heard that they've sold out, but who knows? I'm sure you can probably find them somewhere else. So just have it pulled out. These are just the little tracks that they go in. I have another video that shows the actual room that attaches to this, but I did want to explain a little more on the awning as I was going through and setting this up. So these are just the arms. The arms go in here. And then of course you just have the Velcro. And then the little arms right there just stick right inside of that. And then it's just down in the ground. And so now I'm going to attach the room. So this is the strip that attaches to the front, and it's going to slide right in the little piece up there. This whole thing is going to slide right in, and then there's the zipper, and that's going to be at the front part of the actual room. So I just lowered the poles down here. Just so that then I could reach it. So I'm just lowering it so that it's at an angle. And this is what it looks like when you just slide it through. So all I did was just slide it through. You see it's just up in that little channel right there, and then the zipper is on the inside because that's where the room's going to be. So when you lay your actual room out, you unfold it, you'll see that the side right here that has the zipper, you know that that's going to go on the front, the little front zip part that I just showed you, that I just put up. And then the back of the room is this, because this little thing is going to go into the channel on the back of your vehicle, or just up to the top of your awning. So this part is going to be connected to the actual little compartment thing that's on your vehicle. Okay, so this part right here will just slide right through the channel that is on the back, or on the side actually, and so it's just going to go in here. So the zipper will go up here where your actual zipper is, and then that rubber part is there. So that way it's easy for you to know what's the front and what's the back. Okay, so just put that first part in this little channel thing. And then of course I can't really pull it right now because I'm just doing it with one hand, but you just do this and then you just start pulling. Now, if you watch my other video where I talked about this actual room attaching to the thing, I said that that part was the hard part. Well, at that time, I still had a brace on because I just had spinal surgery. And I thought it might be easier as time went on and the different times that I've put it up. But you know what? This part is still always the hardest part. If you do have two people, it's great because one person can pull here at the end and another person can then thread it and push it through on that side. But when it's just you, it's a little tough. But it can be done. You just have to take your time, and you just can't like do it through really fast. It just takes a little extra time. I will say that if you go ahead and pull your room over closer to your truck or car or van or whatever you're doing it, so that then you can actually pull up and it's not so much tension and stress on this as you try to thread it through, it does help. Makes things a little bit easier, not a lot, but a little bit. Okay, so this is the part, it's about right here. You've got about this much more to go, and this is when it's hard when you're by yourself to get this thing in. So again, you just kind of have to push, or you pull through that end, and then you kind of got to go down, relieve a little bit of the tension and the slack. Oh, and of course I just put a little bit out. And I'm gonna tell you what, when you get to this part, every little inch matters. And then you'll go back through and just work it through. If anyone has found an easier way to do this, I mean, I keep thinking, okay, what if I had like a little extender hand? And I actually have one of those little things that you can grab to pick things up. I said, how awesome would it be to be able to grab that, to stand here, to be able to pull that at the same time that you had your hand up there and you were threading it through. Yep, this is the only part that's really, really tough by yourself. And y'all thought I was joking when I said I had one of these things. There's those little grabber things like as seen on TV. I totally used this back when I had my spinal surgery in here in the truck, because I would stick things. I would stick this in to try to grab something out of the back of my truck and pull it out. It definitely helped. Okay, so if you could somehow, maybe it's just not tight enough and you can't get it at this angle. You know what? I'm gonna definitely try this once I put this phone down, because I can't do it with just one hand. And I might be a genius if this works. If y'all have any great ideas of how you get it to work like that, you just let me know. And then you get it to a sweet spot. And then of course, you can pull it. Of course, it's easier when I'm not just trying to pull it with one arm, but it does. You get it in just a little bit. Not gonna lie, I was able to use that little stick thing and I pushed it down just a little bit. And it was just enough to kind of get it to that sweet spot. So the rest will be just fine. I thought I heard it ripping just a little bit, and it sure did. It's gonna be ripped down through there just a little bit on that covering. Man. And if I didn't think oil would just really mess it up, I would put some dang on WD-40 up there. But again, you just have to be patient on this part. And here we go. So it's pulled all the way in. And like I said, I feel like that is the hardest part. Okay, but again, try to pull the actual tent part as close as you can to the vehicle so that it releases the stress up there so that you can pull it through. Okay, so this clear part right here, this is actually on the roof when it goes up. By the time that you connect these out here and you keep putting them there, and I did go ahead and raise the level of my poles because, you know, I had them down. Therefore, at the beginning, once I started doing the zipper part. So I went ahead and extended the poles. But at this point, if you're a little shorter, you might have a little problem reaching. So you may need to go ahead and keep the poles down just a little bit. But you can always use a little stool if you need one. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this to the front. And all it is you're just gonna stick that through and just zip it across the front. And so here it is, just zipping. Very, very easy. Of course, I just don't have that second hand to do it, to pull it up there. But you just kind of can pull this up and then just do it. I am about 5'5.5". So if that kind of lets you know as far as reaching. Oh, well, I guess you can tell this will be a little bit of a struggle while I'm holding the camera. So I'm gonna put the camera down and keep on going. Okay, so I have one side hooked on, and now I have the front zipped all the way across. And then I'll hook this on. So this is what it's starting to look like. Of course, there's the floor there. And I may end up having to put my things down a little bit. I'm not sure how high, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm not sure how high I have it right now. So this is what it looks like before you do the last side. So when it rains, you actually have this top that helps with the rain. And then you have this one too. I haven't had problems with rain coming in the top. Have had some on the sides, but again, that you can probably work through with the way that you have your tarp or whatever. But I'll go ahead and say this too. If it starts to rain or you know it's going to rain, you need to definitely, right here, you just undo the poles and take it down. Either on, I usually just do one side. Okay, so you would take that down, and then that way it actually slants so that the water can run right on off. If you keep it like this, yeah, it's going to pool right there at the top, and then it might bring your whole thing down. I mean, I guess, you know, depending on what type of rain and what you're doing. So that's just a quick little hint. So once you click in your side poles, you click them in up there, your top ones, and then you click these in. So if you see that your room is like this, and that means your bar is set too high. So all I need to do is just twist this a little bit. And of course, this lowers it. That was actually how you would do it too. When I was just talking about the rain, if you wanted to lower this side, you would just do it by making your poles shorter. So I'm going to finish doing that, get them kind of even, and then I'll show you this side. So before you stake the little bottoms in and do everything else for the tie downs, just a reminder, make sure that you get everything out of your vehicle that you need to get out. This is a 2017 Silverado. So my whole little tent thing comes up to midways, about midway through where the where my second door is. Okay, so, and this is what it looks like against your vehicle. And like I said, I don't have it tied down or anything. And then you can see the zipper, which from the inside, if you had like a van or a different type of vehicle that you could do it, like maybe a smaller car or something that you could easily access the doors and everything, then you could do that. So this is what it looks like. So far, I have not tacked everything down, but you guys get it. Well, Slade decided to already walk in it as soon as I got it up. And actually, this is the reason you're probably wondering, okay, is it overkill to have two of these things? This is one of the reasons, is I would love to be able to have place for Slade to go, that if I'm just around and walking around, but I don't need to have him on a leash or anything, he can come inside. So you'll see that in a bit when I have the finished product. I've already zipped up one of the sides because this is the ARB with the actual floor. Here's another panel right here on this side. I've just unzipped there. I'll unzip the rest over here, and then I'll roll it up. And you just have these little things right here. And once you roll it up, you just stick it through there. And it keeps it up. Slade loves it, even while I'm just trying to set it up. Can you see him? There he is. It does, because it's nice and cool. It's out of the sun. Yeah, you love this little space, don't you, buddy? Right here, when I start putting these in, you see, I kind of pull mine out, especially on the very front part. I mean, mean, I know you have to be careful once you open this and everything else, the front part, if you're going to keep that open. If you can see right there, just stepping back and forth. But I tend to like mine up just a little bit because of the rain. If it rains and the wet ground, see how the wind's blowing that right now? It just pulls this up a little bit so that it's not completely flush to the ground. And then, I mean, not that you'd have water. If you're having this out and you have that many inches of water that's from there to there, then you shouldn't be doing that. But I just like that to come up a little bit. Now, if I have this to where I know that I'm going to be like opening this front screen, you know, I just try to make sure I didn't trip over it. And I'm not going to be probably opening the screen because, again, I want to have, this would be one of the uses, is to allow Slade, which he's already, yep, we're talking about you, buddy, already in there just chilling as I'm putting it up. But just a little tip. That's just kind of how I do it, just for rain wise. And I mean, you can always put another tarp up under. If this was already wet, if I was someplace I was doing this and it was already wet, or if I knew it might rain just a little, I would probably put an additional tarp under this, just because, you know, or if it's definitely rough on the ground and maybe there's a lot of rocks or whatever, or you're on a lot of tree stumps, I would definitely put another layer of protection under this, even though this includes the floor. But I don't want my floor to be messed up. And you can see, I mean, it's thick, but that is just like a thick tarp. So just a tip. Okay, remember how I said earlier about getting into your door? Lots of times, I mean, I don't secure this bottom, this last one down to the ground. I don't stick my peg in it and do it, because then I can still have access to the car door. And I mean, it's not going to do much like this. Okay, so just again, something that I do and something that I don't do. Hello, buddy. I hope that helped better explain how to put it up. And if you like that video, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. It's free. And if you push on the little red bell, it'll notify you when I post other videos. Hope you guys have a great day, and thanks again.